Once upon a time, the world was in Spain's hands. In the 16th century, the most powerful empire on earth wasn't Britain, it was Spain. For the first time in history, a single country ruled lands stretching from Europe to Africa, from the Americas to Asia. People used to say, "The sun never sets on the Spanish Empire." The British would later use this phrase. But here's the irony. The richest empire in the world collapsed because of its own treasure. And this story matters today because just like Spain, we often mistake money for wealth. But this misunderstanding always ends the same way, with a hard crash. When the Spanish arrived in the New World in 1492, they thought they had found an endless treasure. Unimaginable amounts of gold and silver began flowing into the kingdom. In 1521, Mexico was conquered. The Aztec people were wiped out. Then came Peru, the fall of the Inca Empire, and the legendary Piracy silver mine, known as the mountain that eats men, began to operate. For centuries, the raw materials of these mines crossed the ocean and were taken to Europe. Between 1500 and 1650, Spain alone imported 180,000 tons of silver and 2,000 tons of gold, more than Europe had produced in 1,000 years. This money transformed not only Europe, but the entire world. Spain became the center of global trade. Meanwhile, England's first colony, Jamestown, was struggling to survive in a swamp, but Mexico City had universities, printing presses, and cathedrals. Lima was a vibrant metropolis. St. Augustine in Florida, the first permanent European settlement in America, was founded 40 years before Jamestown. Spain was ahead in everything. But here was the problem. Spain mistook treasure for prosperity. Yes, they had silver, but they didn't use it wisely. The value of money fell, prices rose, and the people became poorer. Why? Because money only has value when it is scarce. If a town suddenly receives tons of gold but the number of loaves of bread stays the same, the baker raises the price. Then again and again. The bread doesn't become more valuable. The money becomes less valuable. Historians call this the price revolution. It was the first major global inflation in history. And just like today, those hit hardest were people living on fixed incomes. As silver increased, the people grew poorer. Spain didn't invest its wealth, it consumed it. It imported goods from Italian merchants, Dutch sailors, and German craftsmen. It didn't develop its own industry. It forgot how to produce and learned how to wait. Everything will recover when the treasure fleet arrives, they thought. And of course, endless wars. The king's religious campaigns never ended. They fought the Ottomans, the Dutch, and the French in the name of Catholicism. Even the famous Spanish Armada that set out to conquer England in 1588 was financed with New World silver. But when that fleet sank to the bottom of the sea, it wasn't just the sailors who drowned. Spain's financial system drowned with them. Spain wasn't just spending the money it had. It was spending the money it expected to receive in the future. They told bankers, "The silver fleet will arrive next month, lend us money now." But what if that fleet sank? Bankruptcy. And this happened repeatedly. 1557, 1575, 1596, 1607, 4 state bankruptcies. Imagine, the richest country in the world couldn't pay its debts. And then there were the pirates. Not just looters, but economic warriors. England and the Netherlands attacked the treasure fleets to destroy Spain's economy. Francis Drake, supported by Queen Elizabeth, struck Spanish ships and brought back treasure equal to half of England's annual income. In 1628, Dutch pirate Piet Hein captured an entire treasure fleet. And once again, Spain's economy collapsed. Every lost fleet wasn't just a maritime disaster, it was a national crisis. And the stolen silver was invested by England and the Netherlands into navies, banks, and trade. The very thing that kept Spain alive became its greatest weakness. Over time, the truth became clear. Spain still looked huge on the map, but inside it was hollow. Inflation, debt, and poverty were everywhere. For the people, wealth was just an illusion. Bread was expensive, wages were low, taxes were crushing. Its rivals had learned the real lesson. England, the Netherlands, and France realized something important. Real wealth wasn't in treasure ships, it was in systems. Britain became rich not from gold, but from production and trade. Tobacco, sugar, cotton, lumber. The English founded the East India Company. The Dutch invented the stock exchange. And they reinvested their profits back into the system. Spain waited. They built systems. The result? By the 1700s, Spain was still an empire, but no longer a giant, only a shadow of one. And this isn't just history. It's a warning. Because whether money comes from mines, credit, or central banks, if it doesn't turn into production, it is only an image. Once, Spanish peasants watched ships filled with silver pass by. but had no bread to put on their own tables. Today, we live a similar story, with wages melting under inflation. Back then, pirates sank ships. Today, financial crises sink banks. The result is the same. A ship sinks, a bank collapses, the system shakes. The lesson is clear. Treasure is not wealth. Silver is not security. Real wealth comes from producing, investing, and building lasting systems. Spain thought it owned half the world, but it destroyed itself. Its rivals built systems and inherited the future. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Every society that makes Spain's mistake faces the same ending. The question is, will we realize it in time?